everyone to our new episode of this podcast, Evolving Dialogues. And today we will be discussing about assertiveness. In my life, I have a hard time saying no to things. For example, when I was in college or at my work, my friends would come and they would say, "Hey, read my work. How is my work?" And I would eventually say, "Yeah, it's good because I don't want to hurt feelings." But at the same time, I was not doing right thing to them because they would not improve because their work was okay but it can be improved. And there are many instances I have seen in my life where I just say yes just to be in harmony with my friends or colleagues. And it has not served me well because after some time I feel this guilt that maybe I am too agreeable, maybe they are walking over me, and that's not a good kind of feeling. And that is what we are going to delve in today. So I'll ask Urmila because Urmila was a teacher and she taught kids. Have you seen, Urmila, kids who are assertive and they uh, tend to be more successful or have good grades, something like that?
Yes, I think so. There are three aspects actually. There are passive, aggressive, and assertive. So I've seen passive children in my life, I've seen aggressive children, and I've seen the assertive ones also. And usually it's the assertive ones who are usually the best in the class. When I say best, I mean, their grades are good, they speak well, they can read well, their English is good. So I have seen the passive ones, usually the backbenchers, and I've always felt for them. When I taught the students, I really loved them very much. In fact, their problems became my problems. If someone lost a sharpener or a pencil, then I'd go all around, just checking for it. That became my lost pencil and my lost sharpener. So it used to be like that. I had a very close rapport with them. I was teaching 6, 7, 8, 9, and with all the students, I had a very good rapport. And I used to really feel for the passive ones, because I'm sure at that age, that growing up stage 13, 14, you're undergoing so many changes physically, mentally, emotionally. So God knows what is going on in their heads. God knows why they're feeling shy. God knows why they're sitting at the back. So I would always try to draw them out, you know. And there were the aggressive ones also, and usually it was the boys and a couple of girls also. But I always managed to quieten them down and have them respect me thoroughly. I had no issue with that at all. And the assertive ones were the ones who asked questions, who put up their hands first. And it was always nice to, associate with them and interact with them because they were in harmony with themselves, So that was the good part of being assertive. When it comes to me, actually, I have a very irritable nature. Actually, if I should say, I shouldn't be probably revealing it, but my husband's always like, you're so irritable all the time, it's difficult to discuss something with you at all. Or my sister tells me that you've got such an irritable nature that we can't tell you about someone else because next time you meet that person, you'll probably be irritated just looking at that person. So I have a very irritable nature, and it gels a little with aggression. I'm not maybe very assertive, I'm not passive at all, but I certainly am on the more aggressive side, which I don't like all the time because sometimes my husband wants to discuss something, my mother wants to discuss something, and I'm already up in flames and ready to take a shot at it in a slightly angry manner. So I've myself actually got an aggressive nature. And now, after all these years, I think to myself that, it doesn't work all the time because the moment you're irritated, your brain is all worked up and you can't arrive at a proper solution or you can't arrive at a
True.
proper decision as to what to do. So, like I always say, like I'm walking, I'm meditating, I'm trying to calm myself down. Even today when I was meditating, I was actually telling myself I'm feeling very peaceful, I'm very safe, I'm very loved. Calm down, be composed, and then go about your work because otherwise it doesn't work any other way. But I'm like that with my own family or with my mother or with my husband or maybe with my children. But in school, I wasn't like that. I was very calm. I'm a born teacher, actually. I love teaching. I love being with the students. And with them, they really brought out my best. So I wasn't aggressive with them at all. But so I have probably two types of a dual kind of personality. One aggressive at home, with at work also maybe a little bit. But in school, I used to be just right, just enough to draw the children out. So among these three, passive, assertive, and aggressive, I think I'm more on the aggressive side. But in the right situation with something I love, I'm assertive.
So
That's
in
it.
this podcast, we have one member who is like on the extreme end of the spectrum on aggressive side, and we have Manish on the agreeable side. So let's, Manish, tell us about yourself in this
Nah,
aspect.
yeah, you are right to some extent, but I have changed a lot since last 2 3 years. I was a very timid, docile kind of guy, and it depends mainly on your environment and upbringing, the kind of environment you have been brought up. So I was very timid guy who has no confidence. Studied through in Hindi medium school, bullied, not bullied as such, but you can feel that you are inferior to them. That kind of feeling was there in my school. So uh, it completely means that it's like you are. I was inconfident first boy in school time. When I got in college, and then I saw lots of changes coming to me, and then when this topic you brought in to discuss, I really thought, yeah, I was agreeable. Still, I'm agreeable to the person. I don't want to hurt the others' feeling. I'm very sensitive kind of person who can feel that what others are thinking. Even they don't tell me, I can easily feel that, oh, this would disturb that person, and they will, why to do that if I have other options. Then, but when it comes to the profession and job thing, where you have to take decisions, you have to say no to the things, you have to be assertive, and that has not come from my own thing. It has come through my boss. She is also a lady like Urmila, and she is so assertive. She always tells the truth to me in front of me, and after some time she becomes so very easy to talk to. She reveals everything to me. So that's how I got to know about assertiveness, that you have to be assertive. And then you have to draw a line between not too assertive, not too not too aggressive. So when you give priority to yourself, you have to be assertive. And for our self development, you have to give our priority. Suppose I have to do something, and people are there, and I have to say, please give me some space to sit. Or some person comes in the flight and ask me, would you do me favor, would you shift to that place, and I'll sit, maybe given to me. I now say no, and that happens to me. Two or three pretty lady came to me and thought he may give that seat. I'll sit to me. No, it has preferred. I have booked it. But I have been, I have directed my agent to book it. So how could I give this? You can go, no, but this, that's how you have to be little. I was not like that earlier. Even I remember in the flight when I have to ask for help or something to the that crew members from the tent, I was very reluctant to ask. I thought, that maybe the confidence comes in, but second thing, so let it be. Why to ask? So that kind of things was there, but now I have changed. So that comes through your thinking. Snowball effect. When you start working in one area, uh, uh, other area will also want to be affected. And assertiveness, what I gaze through reading and watching the YouTube, that it's a skill. It's a communication skill. You have to rephrase your sentences to become assertive. It's not like not become rude. So it's a sentence rephrasing, and people will not take it in other way. That is assertive communication skills. So it's a skill we have not taught in school. But when we interact with the experienced people like Urmila and others in professional circle also, then we get to know that this is also a way to speak. And you will not feel hurt, you will not feel offended uh, by the person telling you to do this thing. And ultimately, you realize that this is the way you have to communicate with others, subordinates, and maybe the superior also sometimes. And then they will give you a space. That I have seen that people who are really assertive, people will give them respect. People think that this person has that authority and command the authority, and that's how we earn the respect and authority. Assertiveness we all have to learn. If I'm lacking, then I will have to work upon it to become more assertive, and we'll have to say more to the no to offers which we don't respect. We don't want to, like in my college days. I remember I used to go with all friends, though even though I was reluctant in the inside heart of my head that I should not go because it's a waste of time. Even though I was not able to say no to them. Now I'm not in that position. If somebody asks me for any kind of offer they give me, first instance I will see whether it's beneficial for me, whether it's will add value to me or not. And if it doesn't give any value, I don't give a damn to those kind of offer these days. So that I have learned uh, through watching the other persons.
One interesting thing that you pointed out, Man, is that it's the agreeable people who has this difficult time asking for help, and they keep things to themselves. I've noticed this, and I would say I'm somewhere between assertive and agreeable. I'm not on the aggressive side completely. I go with the flow, and so I read books. I read so many books about how to become assertive because it was affecting my life. I was very agreeable in college. My friends would ask me to write their reports, write all the writing things, all the assignment things. They would ask me, and they would say, I don't know. I'd say yes. I'd do it, but it was affecting my grades as well because I have to take out my time to do their stuff just to be friends with them. And this kind of went on during my research job. My professor used to mail me at 4 o'clock in the morning and would ask for a report. And it is at that point of time I realized that I have to be assertive, not aggressive, but assertive. That you know what, uh, I cannot do this because I have other things on my plate. But I started doing it. So here is what I learned in books that even though you're too agreeable, you need to start doing small things. Start saying no to small things. Then it kind of builds up. So I want to ask you both, what is the solution to someone who's too agreeable? How can they come out of this habit of saying yes to anything which are harming them in fact?
Actually, assertiveness is another aspect of confidence. It's a communicative skill, no doubt, but it is another aspect of confidence. When you have a lot of confidence in yourself and you have clarity about your views, then you don't feel scared to come out and put your view forward. So it's another aspect of confidence. If you're very sure that this is the way you're thinking and you want to go along with that kind of thinking, so you express what you believe in. You're not frightened to express what you believe in. You're not frightened to ask questions, and also keeping in view the rights of others. You of course you put forward your own right, and you also keep in mind the rights of others. You treat everyone equally, you take responsibility for your actions, and then you speak out. So basically your nature is also a particular kind, like Manish said that he was on the shyer side. I was like that in school, actually. I was like that in college also. And I used to always be very uncomfortable with a group of friends. So because some of them were so loud and they were so aggressive, I always felt that they were much more stronger personalities than me, and I used to feel very off with myself at that time. But now, over the years, I think I became aggressive after marriage. I had to take the reins of the household. I had to bring up two children. I had to see to their schooling, I had to see to the home, and there were so many responsibilities actually. So I think over a period of time, I became more confident about my abilities because I started teaching, I started running the business. I saw that I have good organization skills, I have good administrative skills, and it just started to come about. But I feel, you all have started out very early because you're still studying, and Manish is also, very young. So you've sort of just about started, and over the years, I'm sure you're already in that very mature stage when you're analyzing things, when you're reading a lot. So I'm sure it's going to come along with age, but it is going to come faster. But for a woman like me, I've led a very sheltered existence. And I was in Delhi, I was studying there, and then I got married off. And again, it was in this place where there is no social activity at all around. Then my children arrived, and I had to rear them up. So my ambition started very late in life. you know I must have been it must be just around the last 8 years or so when I've actually started feeling that I want to do something with my life rather than just be at home. So in 2008, that is why I went and did my B.Ed. Then I started teaching. Then thankfully, my husband opened this business, so I took over the reins of the business. And in that process, I became more open. I began to communicate more. I began to see that I have qualities in me, which are good for the organization or for good for the people all around. And slowly over the last year, I have decided that I want to do something with communication because I'm not very bad at it and I love teaching. So that is my ultimate goal, to be teaching, people, to have them learn something from me, to have them, feel inspired by me. So it's happened over the years. I think when I was young, like y'all, then I was also on the shyer side and I didn't have much to say. But now over the years, I've reached a stage where I have enough experience. I wish I had more experience actually, but the place I'm living in and where I'm residing and the kind of association that I have all around is very limited. So I have less experience, but with whatever little experience I have, this is what I am today. And I'm more aggressive than assertive. But when we are public speakers, assertiveness is very important because, when you speak, there also has to be a certain amount of pressure in the manner in which you speak so that there is an impact. There are lots of factors that bring in the impact, like your presence, your body language, the way you're speaking, your communication style. But I think, when you are when there is a certain force in your personality, a certain pressure of your words, you assert yourself, it is assertiveness. That is when, you make more of an impact. So you have to really believe in what you're saying, have the clarity, and then, put yourself forward. Like Manish and like you say all the time, it's just do it, just do it.
One
So that
very
is
interesting
exactly.
point, Urmila, you said that what I found that it is the antidote of agreeableness to agreeableness is that taking on responsibility. Maybe if we take on more responsibility, we might get assertive. That is one thing I learned. Manish, your solution, your proposed solution to
Yeah,
things.
my thing, my take is that unless you give importance to yourself, nobody is going to give importance to you. That is the fundamental truth about we have been all experienced this. So giving importance is being assertive is a subset of giving importance to you, your priority. What do you think? What do you want? Unless you communicate it to the other person, they won't understand. So that is the crux of the assertiveness, that you have to put your thought process in a way so that other doesn't get offended also. It's not that you become rude and become like bullying others. And it's between the two extremes. First extreme is left hand side is that you should not be a doormat kind of person who like a person who comes and just kick you whenever they want to. Another extreme is that you should not be called as a bully, that being so angry man that nobody wants to go and connect with you. The in between two is called assertive. Neither that extreme nor that extreme. You put forward your point. People would respect you. Because once you become doormat, people won't respect. Once you become angry man or some kind of authority person, you feel that I am the world kind of person, I'm something, then people also don't respect you. So in between there is that you have to learn this. You have to imbibe these qualities, these things. It doesn't come overnight. It takes time. When you are in such type of company where you see that people give their opinion a straightforward manner, and then it really benefited them, and they are so have become so respectful. And simultaneously, they are respected also. So then we will start being that. If we in the college time, what happens? We all are so. Submissive kind of creature in the college schools. So that is why it happened. We always see that we are submissive to the parents. If we start talking back to the parents, it's in India. It's still like you are being respectful. So that things comes from our parenting. So I have given enough freedom to my son to voice his opinion, being respectful. You voice your opinion. I will listen to you if it is something. And then nowadays, kids have great power to convince you. They have n number of justification to get things done. So that I have seen. In earlier time, there was nothing, no option. You go to play and come back, you sleep. You eat and go to schools, and nothing to do something to prove yourself worth. No, there are a lot of things to prove yourself worth. Right. So that is assertiveness we'll have to learn, and it's a process. It's a process, and we are in the good company. We're definitely going to learn more. Be that become we become not. And one thing I would like to add here is like being aggressive towards yourself, not towards others. When you are becoming aggressive towards yourself, your priorities, it means you are becoming assertive. When you are really give priority to yourself, that no, I like my this way, and if you have to do it, it's okay. I'm okay. If you don't, then okay, it's like kind of thing that either my way or highway kind of things. You know that if you don't gel with me, my nature, my priorities, my importance, then it's like that you should not hang out with me. Such kind of things should be clear boundary, clear lines should be there. And what happens, Urmila, I would like to add here, since we are guys, the girls makes us more less
Aggressive.
assertive. Less assertive in the college time. We always try to do lots of things for the girls to woo them or woo them, and that is how we become. And parents are in the other extreme. Their girls are there, and the teachers all also there. They don't listen to us. So we become kind of creature. We really okay. Let's go with the friends, hang out with the friends. I remember I had exams, and then some friends tell me, "Yeah, what is exams? One day is sufficient. Let's go and have party. Let's go and have booze, kind of things." And really just start off for them. And after subsequently we realized, oh, it was a really bad idea. But then if we say them that it was a bad idea, then again we'll not have fun. So kind of conditioning and then environment also matters.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true. And I think sometimes when you're very kind, you have a kind nature and you have a compassionate nature. You think more for others. That is also a time when you're not assertive enough. You have to have a kind heart, because a hard-hearted person is more direct. When you're kinder in nature, when you think more for other people, then also you tend to agree, because you don't want to hurt the other person. You don't want to get hurt, and you don't want to hurt the other person also. So that is also a factor in assertiveness.
That is a factor. Nature.
You have to have tact and diplomacy. Men are more, straightforward. They're more direct in the manner in which they speak. Women have more of, twists and turns before they arrive at something. But tact and diplomacy is very important when you put forward something. You have to know the art of saying it. And that, I think, is pretty much inborn, or it comes over the years with practice. It is not something that you can learn, to tell a person on his face in a very kind way that I don't like your hairstyle. You can put it in a particular way and have the people, just not allow the person to get offended. That tact is something that is inborn, I think. But otherwise, it's very important to be assertive, especially in today's life, because the way everything is going. Look at social media. Look at the competition that is there all around. Look at how much is happening online, offline, everywhere. You'll just completely be run over if you don't do something about yourself, and if you want some position in the world, in the society.
I completely agree with Mila. If we want to do something, we have to put forward ourselves and we have to prove that we are worth something. And funny thing is that we are assertive or maybe aggressive among the people we know. For example, my family. I'm quite assertive, I would say, with my brother. If I want something, I'll tell it. But when it comes to people outside of home, when I say no to someone, it's not that I feel bad because I said no to him, and also because that guy will feel bad. So that is the reason I say yes or I go along with the flow. But as Manish said, we have to learn to say no, otherwise, people treat us as doormat. And the key takeaway for me, before we have only 3 minutes to go, the key takeaway for me from this podcast is take on responsibilities. It might help to become assertive. And as Urmila said, with years, experience, and maybe reading books, all those will help. Now, Urmila, I would like to ask your takeaway.
Over the years and with practice and with starting small, you can definitely become assertive. I'm assertive with the right people. I'm aggressive with my very close family and friends, but I think I myself need to be tactful and diplomatic with my family as well, because it matters so much. Just because they're family, you can't take them for granted.
Yes.
So you have to be just right and assertive with them as also. But it comes with practice and with time and with a lot of interaction with other people. And take on responsibility and also treat people equally. Be aware of their rights also, as of course as also your rights. There is a space around them, there is a space around us also. So make sure you never cross that line and be kind.
Yeah.
That would be what I have to say.
Thank you, Urmila. Manish, your takeaway?
My takeaway is that also today I'm with Urmila that we'll have to neither be on both sides of extremes. You have to be in between, and it is learnable skills like all other skills. We have to basically it's a polished version of yourself. You have to be polished in your language, whatever things. Then people will respect. Then people will show respect, and you will earn respect. It's like it's a way to earn respect, and respect has only to be earned. You cannot just command respect. They can give you respect for your position, but if you want to really earn respect for yourself, you have to earn it, and it's the way. This is assertiveness is a way to earn it. It's not that always you become kind and polite and docile, agreeable to everything. People want to respect you in that way. We in the earlier when we were not so mature enough, we felt that when we agree to everyone, people will be kind to us, and people will think that I'm a likable person. And it's not that likable person. Likable is a different thing, but when you come to the profession and when you have to deal with the lots of people, when you are in leadership position, assertive is a must skill to learn. And it's learnable skill. It's not that only depend on your nature. And even if your nature is otherwise, you can learn this skill.
Yeah, it is a learnable skill. That is one of the good takeaway. So, with that, we'll end our podcast today. Thank you for watching us. Thank you, Manish. Thank you, Urmila. And till
Thank
then,
you. Thank you.
adios.
Thank you. Bye bye.